in Shreyas Iyer and Lorcan Tucker. And for many, the start of the journey towards the next T20 World Cup in Australia and New Zealand. Always very well supported by the locals here in Belfast. They know their cricket in this region. Eagerly anticipated series. Great to have India here. Two-time world champions, back-to-back world champions. Brilliant to have full rousing anthems. Ireland, who will be batting first after India won the toss. Tim Tector, Ross Adair, power up front. Harry Tector and Lorcan. The India side, there was many questions asked this week. It was all about one player.
Yeah, and not surprised at all. Yeah, that question has been answered. We're still waiting for his debut. It's almost the same side. A few changes there. Very settled side as well, but with a new captain in Shreyas Iyer.
Been played. Oh, it's gentle. Gentle full toss first up.
Yeah, just looking for that swing. Obviously, he would want to bowl fuller, but not that full.
On the charge. Not the biggest boundaries here, Stormont. Should just be hauled in. Washington Sundar in the deep.
You know, the biggest challenge for this Indian side would also to figure out the opposition as well, because India doesn't play Ireland that often. There are a lot of the players, a bit of a unknown commodity. Just looking at Adair and how much of bottom hand he uses again. He's lost his shape a little too early, trying to overhit. On a surface like this, we just saw the carry, we were talking about it. You really got to use.
Oh my word, have you ever seen anything as beautiful on a Friday afternoon in Belfast? It's the first of the day. 10 without loss.
राइट साइड में जो प्लेयर्स है वो हम बिल्कुल अच्छी तरह से जानते हैं, लेकिन वैभव सूर्यवंशी नहीं खेल रहे, तो वो एक बड़ी न्यूज़ है। लेकिन लेफ्ट में जो आयरिश प्लेयर्स हैं, बड़े नाम है नहीं, लेकिन ढेर सारा।
ये लीजिए, बल्ला घुमाइए तो जोर से घुमाइए। ये नियम हमेशा बल्लेबाजों के काम आता है।
ये क्रिकेट जो गेम है बल्लेबाजों के लिए बना है। यानी अच्छी गेंदबाज ने की है, बल्लेबाज ने बुरी तरह से खेला है, बिल्कुल मिस किया है, लेकिन रिवॉर्ड इनको मिल जाता है। और ये एक रूल है T20 क्रिकेट का। टेस्ट मैच में शायद आप स्लिप्स रखें, फ्लाई स्लिप भी रखें, यहाँ पर रन बचाने पड़ते हैं, क्योंकि ये अक्सर होते रहता है। तो मैं कहने जा रहा था कि इनके काफी ऐसे बल्लेबाज।
खराब गेंद, जहां गेंद मूव हो रही हो वहां टप्पा आगे लेके चलिए। हर्षित राणा, शुरुआत अच्छी नहीं की आपने यहाँ।
नजरें इन पर रहेगी हर्षित राणा के ऊपर। काफी इनको बैक किया जा रहा है। लगता है कि कोच और कप्तान चाहते कि इनका करियर डेवलप हो, अच्छी बल्लेबाजी भी कर लेते हैं डाउन दी ऑर्डर, दम से गेंदबाजी करते, लेकिन एक आगे वाली गेंद पर जब चौका पड़ा तो लेंथ उन्होंने अपनी बदली और शॉट गेंद
ऊपर हवा में, और पहली विकेट यहां मिल गई है।
एज लगकर कीपर के ऊपर नहीं चली गई, बिल्कुल ऊपर सीधी। और जब ओवरकास्ट होता है तो थोड़ा सा मुश्किल हो जाता है, क्योंकि गेंद है सफेद और ओवरकास्ट जो बादलें होते हैं वो भी सफेद होते हैं। तो एक अच्छा ब्रेक थ्रू भारत के लिए, सैमसन ने कैच लिया, हर्षित राणा का ये विकेट।
हाँ, थोड़ा सा मिस टाइम हुआ है, ये तो मतलब कैच है, हम तो यही लेंगे कि कैच छूट गया।
जी हाँ, हमारे स्कोरर कहेंगे कि ड्रॉप कैच, लेकिन एक कहना पड़ेगा कि उन्होंने बहुत अच्छा एंटिसिपेट किया, भागे भी बिल्कुल, बॉल के ऊपर नजरें थी, एक और चांस लेते हुए बल्लेबाज टेक्टर। और कहना पड़ेगा कि सख्त हाथ थे, हार्ड हैंड जो कहते हैं ना, पहुंचे थे बॉल की तरफ। अच्छा कैच होता था, पीछे भाग के कैच लेना मुश्किल होता है। अर्शदीप नाराज होंगे।
अभी तक 5 ही रन आए। बाहरी किनारा, यही तो फायदा होता है उस गेंदबाज को मिलता है जो गेंद इस तरह से लहराता है, और लहराएगी गेंद तभी जब गेंद का टप्पा थोड़ा आगे लेके चलेंगे।
अर्शदीप स्विंग, और यही चाहते हैं हम कि ऐसे कंडीशन में आप गेंद को आगे रखो, स्विंग कराओ। और ये फर्क है जब आईपीएल में आप गेंदबाजी करते हो तो बचने के लिए देखते हो, यहां पर विकेट लेने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं अर्शदीप। बहुत ही बढ़िया गेंदबाजी, स्विंग की गेंदबाजी। 25 पर 2 आयरलैंड।
3 ओवर के बाद 25 पे 2 और कप्तान साहब आए हैं। 11 अर्धशतक इनके नाम है, 94 नाबाद ऑस्ट्रेलिया के खिलाफ एडिनबर्ग में इनका जो सबसे बढ़िया प्रदर्शन।
Leg side. Won't cut that off. So Tim Tector is living slightly dangerously, but at the moment he's entertaining the crowd.
Go on. He's loud enough. But that's a good shot. The ball just come back in a little bit with the angle as well. The bat kind of slipping in his hands as well. But they just...
Now then, straight up in the air. Simple as you like, and Ireland are gifting India wickets here in the power play.
Just talking about his head falling over, I won't be surprised if his head was, rather the line of the ball was inside his eye line. Kind of slicing it. He did slice the previous one as well to the boundary, but this one, nicely watched and taken by Shreyas Iyer. Yeah, Tim Tector gone for 17, 30 for 3 Ireland.
Ben Callett's the new man in. Left-hander, has got plenty of power early in his T20I career.
Oh, big swing and a miss. Well, this is a brilliant over. He might have started with a wide, but still in total only 3 runs off this over for.
Well, he won't want to see this back. Lorcan Tucker, not too sure his eyes were on the ball there. No foot movement.
Shorter, top edge. There's a man trying to run around, but hasn't got enough. It's going to go all the way. And a very welcome boundary for Ireland. 6 runs. Big top edge. Some pace on it from Krishna. Prasid Krishna, who just dropped it a little shorter in at Cullett's.
Very good to the leg side. That's where his strength lies, Ben Callett's. And the length encouraged him to take the field on. I'm sure he would have had his heart in his mouth for a while. Does it have the pace on it? Just about had the distance. Yeah.
Beautiful shot, glorious shot, straight down the ground, all the way. And that is the best possible way to bring up the Ireland 50. Ben Callett's. Splendid.
Well, sometimes when your feet aren't moving, the best thing to do is get them dancing. Ben Callett's dancing down the pitch. A good sight to see if you're an Irish fan. Gets the feet moving, gives himself room, and lets the bat do the rest.
Well, it's a fledgling career in T20 internationals, but he's now hit more sixes than... And he might just have a birthday present. Getting under it. A glorious catch, a wonderful catch. Prasid Krishna with a rough wicket. Over his shoulder, he was taking those in practice. Ireland 51 for 4 as Cullett's goes.
Tucked up for room, loves room outside off stump, Ben Callett's. And just not enough room to get the bat through in time. Watch that very well, Prasid Krishna. Ben Callett's goes for 15, Ireland 51 for 4.
Well, Shivam Dube, the kind of bowler who can cause a middle order collapse. That's better from Lorcan Tucker. That's a lot more like Lorcan Tucker. This one to the boundary for the Ireland captain.
he's at his best when he's being innovative. Lorcan Tucker moves leg side and did well to get the ball so far in front of square, because he didn't hit that cleanly. Kind of came off the top half of the bat, but bottom wrist comes through. Great balance and not worried about getting caught in the deep, because he focused.
Well, down the ground, and that is a good shot. Very good flat bat. Garrett Delaney has a lot of ability. For a long time was up top of the order, so he's used to facing pace bowling.
Yeah, Prashid Krishna's bit back into the wicket, just allowing Garrett to free his arms there, and a straight pull shot over mid-off. As you said, Garrett's batted pretty much everywhere in the order, so well used to facing.
Down the ground, it looked really good from Lorcan Tucker. Footwork was so smooth.
Super shot, great use of the feet from Lorcan Tucker, hitting to the smaller boundary, but that would have been a maximum hitting the other way as well. Right to the pitch of the ball. Superb swing. An excellent player of spin, Lorcan. Using his feet beautifully. As you can see, hitting right through the ball. They'll look to target the spin, I think. They've had a difficult time against the seamers and the quickies. Well, many times the spinner comes on, you think, try and get some easy runs, and I think that's the way to go about it. Try and get some momentum back into the innings.
Yeah, the footwork made that shot. Now then, Delaney on the charge, nowhere near the middle. Abhishek Sharma has dropped an absolute dolly. Delaney nowhere near the middle. It was routine. Sharma and Arshdeep were, well, they could have been holding hands, and maybe if they held hands together. Well, he did go back into the surface, and Lorcan Tucker read the game beautifully.
Excellent cricket from Lorcan Tucker. 90 mile an hour into the wicket. Lorcan Tucker is backed away, outside off stump, and used that little scoop. A very, very favourite shot of his, just up near the glove, over Sanju Samson's head. 4 more. Ireland have a bit of momentum now. Last couple of overs, definitely a flick, a switch has been flicked, I should say.
Yeah, partnership's useful. 32 from 26.
It's up in the air. Good effort. Very good effort, but not good enough to catch it. In fact, to stop the boundary either.
A bit of a wry smile, wasn't it? Because that's 2 chances now have gone a begging. I think you're being a little bit kind. Washington Sundar. It was a sharp chance to his right, but didn't get the hands away from his body early enough.
Another good shot, targeting the straighter boundary, the shorter boundary. That is really smart cricket.
It's really difficult to field down here. It's so short, straight. But the other thing to know about.
That's the pocket we're talking about. Extra cover. And it's hit well enough to find another boundary. Second of the over.
Great placement. Extra cover, quite square there. I reckon you probably want to be straighter if you're Shreyas Iyer, because you need to cut off that angle exactly there, because the square boundaries are by far the longest. So try and get the batters to hit those square boundaries if you possibly can.
That's a lovely hit. That is a glorious hit. 100 comes up, and this is a big over. Ireland on the move.
Beautiful shots along the ground.
I'll find the gap. That's hit very nicely.
Tell you what, great fielding over there. Was that Aidan Seaver, one of the umpires? He's the 4th today. One bounce straight into the bread basket. Oh, just got a little bit deep, and it's too short at that pace. Stood nice and still. Well, it didn't go quite all the way, but have a look at this for technique. That's how it's done. Probably protecting himself more than anything. Well, comes back for the second, and that's going to be a 12th T20 international half century for Lorcan Tucker. And Every single time he's captain Ireland, he's got to 50. Well batted.
Straight down the throat. I would be quite disappointed with that shot, Tucker. He picked up the pace off, hit it all right, but found the fielder. It's a big wicket, partnership broken.
Oh, brought back into the attack to do just this as Rana took the pace off, and the fielder placed perfectly as well. Lorcan Tucker, well, he rebuilt things beautifully for Ireland, but he's got to go for 50. Ireland 115 for 5.
Oh, that's an absolute gift. A high full toss, and accepts it gladly, Dockrell, for a maximum. It's a no ball. That's a very high full toss. It's a free hit for Dockrell too.
Well caught up with. You're not expecting this. And look at the front elbow. He had absolutely no room to extend. So that's all bottom hand power. And the back hip coming through as well. It's definitely a no ball. And this was the previous wicket.
That's very smartly played. Good use of the bottom hand. Almost scooped it over square leg, and fine enough. An expensive start to the over for Washington.
You can't underestimate the pressure when a new captain comes in. Even though you've got the same coach, new captain comes in, how's he going to use you? You have to perform. That's what will be in the minds of all these Indian players. And Washington Sundar has been left quite late to come into the bowling attack. It just looks like he's gripping.
Of the country. A little unlucky, Washington Sundar. The outside edge will find another boundary.
Well, don't worry about it saying Dockrell 7, because he's on more than that. But that's Gareth Delaney, who's got a thick edge. Gave himself room, and I think actually Washington Sundar's read it brilliantly. What he didn't read was the thick edge.
Long. Clubbed straight. It'll read 4 for George Dockrell. Hit powerfully and with precision.
George Dockrell into his strider and quickly here, 18 off 8. Krishna just over pitching, looking for a boundary, feeding into George Dockrell's arc, and half hit it really. It kind of skewed off the outside half of the bat and still had enough power to go for 4. So Dockrell and Gareth Delaney, two very, very explosive batters.
Straight again, glorious power. It bisects the fielders directly behind the bowler. And approaching the 150 now, Ireland.
Yeah, once again, full from Krishna. Not a Yorker, not into the wicket. Just in the slot, and Gareth Delaney playing off the back foot. A lovely vertical blade straight over the top of the bowler and powered away to the boundary for 4. Two very dangerous batters at the crease. Real moment.
Tucked him up, but he's worked it away beautifully, and that'll go all the way. Whipped off his thigh pad. Gareth Delaney, who I remind you was dropped on 8.
Yeah, great batting from Gareth Delaney. Previous ball pitched up. He hammers over the top. This ball back of a length at the body, and something the Irish top order didn't do. They didn't use the pace of the Indian bowlers enough. They tried to hit a lot in front of square on the power play. Delaney's just getting inside that, riding the bounce and lifting it over short fine leg for 6.
That brings up the lovely slow ball. It's lifted high, but it's going to go all the way. It's the very top of the side screen. Back over Prasidh Krishna. 1 ball to come in the over, and he's already conceded 21.
Yeah, 40 runs coming off the last 11 balls. Off cutter. Delaney spotted early. Again, playing that shot off the back foot, opening the left hip and getting enough on it, hitting into the side screens.
This is where Shreyas Iyer's captaincy will come to the fore, or it needs to. Prasidh Krishna has one of the worst economy rates in ODIs. Slower ball, same result. 6-6-6 to finish. Prasidh Krishna finishes his spell 0 for 57 from 4. Ireland 164 for 5 with 3 overs to go.
George Dockrell and Gareth Delaney. Last ball again. Krishna slower ball. Right into the slot. Towered away for 6.
This one takes an edge and it's going to be out. Arshdeep Singh manages to cling on. And Dockrell will go. Akshar Patel with the breakthrough. And Ireland 164 now, as they lose their 6th wicket.
Yeah, big wicket for India. Dockrell goes for 19 off 10. Ireland 164 for 6.
Lifted up, and this is likely to be out. Akshar Patel underneath it, makes no mistake. Delaney's gone for 49, and that concludes the 19th. Ireland now 7 down, 178 on the board. Known for his bowling. That is lofted by Liam McCarthy in the final over, but a brilliant running catch from Tilak Varma means Ireland have lost 2 in 2. Arshdeep at the end of the 19th. Akshar to start the 20th.
Yeah, great catch in the deep. Slightly fuller from Akshar Patel in towards leg stump. Didn't give Liam McCarthy the arms, the free access at the ball, and comfortably taken in the deep. McCarthy goes 7 off 5. Ireland 178 for 8.
Coming down the wicket, and it's going to drop short to the fielder. They'll come through for 2. The ball coming in towards Samson, and that's going to be gone. Well, we'll have it confirmed by the television match official, but I think Kevin O'Brien, from our viewpoint, that was well short of his...
Well short. There he is. 2 or 3 feet short of the wicket, of the crease. Ireland finish 182 for 9. The end of the 20 overs.
For much of the innings, they were looking to...
Beautiful day for cricket. Sunny, breezy. India won the toss and elected to bowl first. Ireland. Isabel Joyce alongside. Isabel, good performance from Ireland. I mean, looking at where they were, 51 for 4 to reach 182, that's job well done.
And shows the depth of batting within the team, which is something that Ireland will be pleased about. They won't be as pleased, of course, about the opening up. 2 umpires making their way out, though, Gareth Morrison and Rowley Black. Always good when you don't know who's umpiring. A quiet game as an umpire is a good game. That's what I always say. But yeah, Ireland, I think they would have liked to elevate that score a little bit at the end. A flurry of wickets that kept them under maybe 190, 200. You and I were talking at the back of the box. We thought maybe it was on the cards. But
30-yard circle.
Lovely, good start, lad.
Well, off the mark straight away. First delivery itself.
We didn't see a lot of movement, did we, through the air in the first innings, but straight away Matthew Humphreys gets the ball to, I don't know if you can call it drift, really. It looked more like swing.
The last few years. Chips it over covers. There's no protection there. First boundary of the Indian innings.
Well, he gathered himself, didn't he, after that ball wasn't called wide, Sanju Samson. And look at this skill, because this isn't too bad a delivery from Matthew Humphries, but just opens the face. It's right up under his eyes. Have a look at how he just brings the bottom wrist through with the bat face open. Incredible stuff.
But he goes fine, and he goes long over square leg. That's a spinning super six.
Well, sometimes when you're worried about one strength of a batter, you then play into another. Worried about down the ground, Matthew Humphries on the legs and helps himself to a big six, the first one of the innings.
It's over covers this time. Not out of the middle, but we'll take it. Good start for India. 16 without loss after the first. A wicket! Very first ball in T20I for Jai Mundra. What a start to his career. Can't get better than this. Life is so easy. Jai Mundra gets Sanju Samson first ball in his international career.
Welcome to international cricket. What an outcome. A little bit of width, bottom edge onto the stumps. Doesn't matter how it happens, you've got your first wicket. Sanju Samson perishes.
A brilliant start for the debutant. That brings Ishan Kishan. Two straight, two leg side, and gets punished.
Well, it's been both ends of the spectrum in this first over. Absolute joy with a wicket in your first delivery, and then just get it ever so slightly wrong and get the full treatment straight onto leg stump, and too full as well. Uses the pace beautifully.
McCarthy into the attack. Again, a little fortuitous there. Abhishek wasn't off the middle. We'll get another boundary here.
Well, he's turned the full kitchen sink at it, and he's only got about half, and it's still gone for 4. That's the aggression of Abhishek. Not too bad a delivery. It was a touch on the full side from Liam McCarthy. Just his second T20 international.
Goes over mid-off. It's high. Got the height, but not really the distance. Harry Tector does really well there to keep it to a couple of runs here. That should be another 4. Flatter this time, more bat.
Well, he's back to that length that got punished in the first delivery. It's a good surface. Comes onto the bat nicely. Yeah, just look how high that's bounced. Tells you something about the length that McCarthy's opted to go to. As soon as that was hit, he threw his eyes to the heavens. He knew.
Now that's easy. Wide and shot. Over point.
The freedom with which this opening 3 have played is something to behold. A tiny bit of width. See him up on this occasion. Doesn't get the movement back in. He generally swings it away from the left-hander. No real movement on display, though. And
Kick Scott. Nicely played. This is turning out to be a brilliant over for India and Abhishek Sharma. Now that's another boundary, the 4th of the over.
has struggled in international T20I cricket. Liam McCarthy, just that one game a year ago against West Indies. Went for over 80 on that occasion.
It's back of length, but straight. Got a little bit of room outside off stump, hasn't timed it. Top effort. It's been superb effort. Tim Tector, the fielder. Yeah, overdone. Third over gone. It's 45 for 1. Maybe second ball for Matthew Hollard. Takes it nicely, the skipper. It's the day of the debutants. It was Jai Munda first ball and Matthew Hollard second ball. He picks up an international wicket.
Just tried to go two leg side. And have a look at this celebration. The hope, the absolute hope for Matthew Hollard, and his captain doesn't make a mistake. That's as happy as he can be. Take a wicket, I'd say. Second one goes for India. Ishan Kishan goes for 1. India 45 for.
It's a wonderful day, isn't it? We've seen some really good cricket too. Ashwini. Flat bats it over mid-off. And the highlight has been how good he has been with the horizontal bat in this innings.
Well, if you're starting to train your batting, have a look at the wrists of Abhishek. It's such supple wrists, and what that does is it allows you to, when you don't get all of it, you go through with the shot. It does go over the infield when you're an opening batter. It whips those wrists through. And even though a couple of times in those highlights, and on that occasion, we've seen the bat slightly twist in his hands, you get yourself out of trouble by going right through. And Matthew Hollard, well, I think he's over.
Over extra cover this time, again flat bats it. It's turning out to be another good over for India.
Much like when Jai Mundra started off so brilliantly, he then was treated to some boundaries at the end. A free hit. Again, didn't quite get all of it how he would have wanted. A little bit of movement away. That probably helped it not go for 6. It probably saved Matthew Hollard 2. Got it right at the end of the bat.
Whipped off his legs, and it's a second wicket as well. George Dockrell makes no mistake, and India are 3 down. Shreyas Iyer, and his T20 international captaincy debut, falls for 3 off 7 to the debutant. And a rough wicket it is.
Dockrell's an excellent catcher in the deep. Very reliable. Hollard goes at the stumps. Shreyas Iyer just flicks it. Actually a pretty good stroke, but the only thing that went wrong was the direction. Captain comes and goes for 3 and in.
Well, back-to-back for Tilak Varma, including that unbeaten 100. Well, they'll race away for 4. Something for the bowler and something for the batter in that delivery.
I think that's a good shot. I think Tilak Varma, if you watch how late he plays this, he knows exactly where the field is. Third is inside the ring. I'll give all the credit to Tilak Varma there. It's a beautiful shot. Again, though, Dwayne,
finds the gap. It'll make its way to the boundary. The fine 4 to finish the power play for India. 68 for 3 at the end of 6.
I actually would open the bowling with Harry Tector. I would have been really...
This one chased but perfectly laced through a little bit of space. Tilak Varma, the lovely boundary.
Line again. Dwayne, the line again. Just have a look at the line of this ball. It's 4, 5, 4th, 5th stump. Majority of India's boundaries they have come when the ball's been offered with that little bit of width. Take nothing away from Varma. That was a beautiful shot area.
That'll be 50. Abhishek Sharma thinks about 2 but decides against it. That'll be his 11th half century. in T20 internationals to go with his 2 centuries as well.
Yeah, lovely knock. Fine player. Came out all guns blazing. He's found the middle of his blade right from the get-go today. Outstanding cricketer. Best strike.
Abhishek Sharma is not messing about, but he's not quite got hold of it, and as a result falls on the final ball of the 8th. Matt Humphreys. Now Ben Khaled takes the catch. Liam McCarthy with the wicket, his first in T20 internationals. At the end of 8, India 80 for 4, and Abhishek's gone for a well-played 50.
Well, the bat turning in his hand. I mentioned he's preferred to go over the offside as simple catch. It's a huge, huge catch. Just when India getting on top, they lose another. Sharma entertaining, going for 50, 80 for 4.
Yeah, I think his length is slightly fuller. Washington Sundar comes to the crease.
Well, a feel here, but outside leg stump going over the top, but always good to ask the question.
Looked a bit high, if I'm being honest, but
may I have ultra edge, please? Ball passes the bat. Satisfied, no bat involved. May we have ball side leg? Can we have Gareth back?
Or normal slot for him.
Catch it, Ross. Goes for the reverse, holds it out. That's a gift by Tilak Verma. My oh my. India crumbling.
Yeah, the body language of the fans clearly reveal what they're thinking at the moment. Just a bit too ambitious. I've just found Indian batting a bit unrealistic today. Looking at the conditions, they've just gone too much after the bowling. I mean, Tilak Verma was showing signs of batting with some pragmatism, but he's gone for a big shot as well. That was.
In his 49th innings, it's the birthday boy. Could he give?
Going to be similar. India will have to start thinking of a pure batter in the side. Now, this was a shot that the vice captain himself will not be too happy with. Of left-hand batters. Oh, well played. Known for his power, but this is dexterity, as they say. It's 96 for 5.
Highest successful chase, Sanjay. I will remind the viewers, this ground is 175. Only twice has 150 been successfully chased down on this ground.
Not understanding what she's